The audio commentary. It's a dying art form, but here at One Track Mind, I, your wonky yet affable host Ryan Luis Rodriguez, analyze film through the prism of these embryonic forms of podcasting, one audio commentary at a time. Masterpieces, crapster pieces, live action, animation, cult classics, films literally no one has ever heard of. No track is too small, and no track is too big. Join me and my guests from the entertainment world as we keep these features alive every other Tuesday. Hey, who else is going to discuss Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey one week and Citizen Kane the next? Us, that's who. Sure, you have to put up with my voice, but there's a certain give and take in this industry. That's One Track Mind, part of the Someone's Favorite Productions family, and available wherever you get your podcasts.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface-level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind-the-scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, and let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.
Hi there, I'm Chris Stachiw.
And I'm Trevor Gumbel.
And we're the hosts of On Seagal, a Steven Seagal podcast all about Steven Seagal. Maybe featuring Steven Seagal at some point down the road, who knows? Maybe not, we'll see. On this episode, we're going to be talking about a powerful action saga where Steven Seagal plays a CIA agent who vows brutal revenge against a global crime boss who steals people's organs?
Organs?
The film we're going to be talking about on this episode is 2019. That's right, 2019's General Commander.
The CIA is your home. Defending America is your life.
I've done a lot of things that they will never let you know about. I'm done.
I'd like you to fund a special company for me. It's about what's right in the world.
We're starting our first operation.
The dark web is where anonymous buyers use cryptocurrencies to buy guns, drugs, and organs. All anonymous, all untraceable. Teams, checking signals.
My game is on, guys.
Time to save the world.
Heroes. Recount. Borders. Steven Seagal.
Merry Christmas, Mama.
General Commander.
Commander General.
Film is directed by Ross W. Clarkson and Philippe Martinez. It is written by Lisa Gabriel and Philippe Martinez. It stars Steven Seagal and a lot of other people that I have never heard of, never seen before. And that doesn't... I'm not downplaying their acting abilities, but...
Oh, I am.
These kinds of movies I do not watch very often, so maybe these folks show up in more indie films. I mean, indie is what I would consider this. But yeah, so the film is all about Steven Seagal playing a CIA agent who is hell-bent on avenging a member of his squad who dies. His squad is an anti-organ trafficking squad?
I guess.
That's at least the way the intro of the film paints it. So, Trevor, I know neither one of us had seen this before.
Nope.
So what did you think of this, our second contemporary Seagal film for the podcast?
I gotta tell you, this is the best film of the year. I was blown away. This was.
I don't believe you. I don't believe
Seagal
you for a fucking
at peak
second.
Seagal. Yeah, you're right. I can't.
Oh, there's a peak, all right. It's a widow's peak.
Oh, hello.
I mean,
this sucked. This sucked pretty bad.
I mean, this film is exactly what I was expecting, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, when you think about the low-budget Seagal direct-to-video, I don't give a shit anymore films. This is the one. This is the kind of film you think about.
Streaming for free on Amazon Prime Seagal films.
Ugh, and you'll still feel like you got ripped off.
Look, this is my first time watching it as well, and there's a lot to unpack here, namely the fact that this was originally intended as a television series, which would have been a waste of time. Spread out over 9 45-minute episodes as opposed to 1 hour and a half movie. I don't even know how the fuck you would
expand this.
Yeah, I don't know how you would expand this at all. I mean, this film...
I would give it 3 episodes before it was canceled.
Well, if it was on Fox, it would probably be 1. And this film is distributed by Lionsgate, of all people. What is Lionsgate doing distributing this film? Really?
They distribute a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but who is this appealing to? Because again, hardcore
Seagal followers.
But
and I think that's about
Seagal's
it.
not even in this movie. It's a shame because
he's in it more than he was in
the last one. Sure.
No. The one before the last one. What was that one?
The last contemporary film we watched. Yeah.
I mean,
what is it called? Law in the Law. Beyond the Law.
That's the one.
But he's a villain in that film, so he's not I expected he wouldn't be in it very much. This film, he's the good guy, ostensibly the good guy, and he is not in the film again at all. Seagal, at least be in the movie.
Well, emotionally and physically, be in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, look, we can't expect everyone to commit 100% to every acting role that they've got, but
no.
I mean, come on, man. At some point, somebody's gonna have to say to you, "You gotta give a shit, dude." And
if
not now, when you're the lead in this film, you're the top billed actor in this goddamn movie, and you sit on your ass half the film.
To be fair to the filmmakers, I mean, there's not really anyone else billable.
Oh yeah, sure, that is a huge problem. It's weird that. I mean, again, we're gonna run into this. I'm guaranteed goddamn to it. He's the top billed actor, but he does nothing.
I mean, he gets one fight scene, which is more than I expected.
One fight scene.
Yeah, but I mean, that was enough for me to be entertained for that 1 minute. I mean, okay. I was kind of okay, at least Seagal's doing that again. It's nice to see him actually physically doing something instead of sitting down the entire fucking movie.
Yeah, but to be fair, he sat down most of the movie this time as well.
True.
I mean, my point is, he's in this movie, sure, but again, he's sitting down for most of the movie.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's kind of...
We're not going into these movies expecting, to rag on them, expecting them to suck. We're both going in with a very open mind.
I want to like a contemporary Seagal film. I want to be surprised by a Seagal film, contemporary Seagal film. And with General Commander, I came in with an open mind again, but it quickly shut within the first half an hour, maybe less. I mean, the first action scene, I'll give it this. It's better than the rest of the film. It's an interesting kind of setup Their setup is like this kind of Mission Impossible task force kind of thing.
But with zero charisma.
None whatsoever.
And zero believable relationships between any of them.
Yeah.
Like, first off, they barely ever interact with Seagal because he's barely in the film, so you never even get to understand his relationship with them, even though he is, again, the leader of the group. He's the one that they all talk about. It's weird, dude. Like, these movies so far, it's been like a lot of talking about how cool Seagal's character is. Yeah. And then when you see Seagal, he's just like a dude sitting there. And again, in 2019 or 2021, the mysticism of Seagal is gone now. So he is just a dude sitting there with a gun.
He might as well be one
he's not even... Yeah, it's just fucking insane to me.
And they're supposed to be, like, wanting to get revenge for their friend who was killed in action, but they barely fucking mention him. They barely talk about him. And
also, whose fault is it that your friend died?
Yours.
Your own fault. Yeah, that's the other thing that's just very bizarre here. You have this character who gets killed that all of the characters are supposed to care about him, but we have no idea why we should care about this character.
Who the fuck is... They don't give me enough backstory to give a shit about this guy.
Well, he's one of the characters... love interest, and that's all we're supposed to take away from it is he's a character's love interest, and that's
which,
it.
Again, they barely mention.
Also, not enough.
It has
also
nothing,
not enough.
It has nothing to do with the plot. Nothing.
No. So much of what happens in this film has nothing to do with the plot.
They could have cut out the subplot about him being her love interest, and it would have made no difference. So yeah, the film, it starts off with the agent. He's going undercover, meets the woman in a bar in, what was it? Oh, where was this supposed to be?
This is supposed to be Thailand, Philippines,
something like that.
It's shot in the Philippines because Seagal went on record multiple times and said how much he loves the Philippines.
Well,
because of how cheap the labor is, according to him. Good job, Steven Seagal.
Well, you get what you pay for when you cast Seagal, cheap labor.
Yeah, I was going to say the cheapest of labor is you, Seagal.
So, he meets this woman in a club. She's a prostitute.
Hello, this is Chris Haskell from They Live by Film. For those that don't know us, Adam, Zach, and we built a podcast over the last 2 years that's a combination of film discussion from 3 very different perspectives, as well as industry interviews with the leaders in boutique Blu-ray and 4K community. We started with Dev Crocodile, but over time we've been lucky enough to speak with Arrow Video, Severin, Mondo Macabro, Vinegar Syndrome, Radiance, Indicator, most of the OCN partner labels. It's been a blast. You can find us wherever you podcast, and also actually recently as part of someone's favorite production podcast network. We hope to see you online.
She takes him to her hotel room,
but
and we find out
she's not a prostitute. She's a secret
organ harvester.
Organ harvesting prostitute.
Yeah, she sets up organs for the criminals to harvest out of him, and
Can we just stop and talk about this for a second? How fucking insane this plot of the film is. It's about them. It's about them tracking down dangerous criminals who steal organs, and that criminal, so the main criminal of the film is this Orzetti character, played by Eduardo Costa. Played by Eduardo Costa, and so he's an Italian
Mexican?
organ stealing character who steals people's organs and sells them because a heart gets $1 million, but also it feels like, and if you read more about it, organ transplants are a very time-sensitive, high-risk job to be having, because if you do any small thing wrong and don't keep the organ sufficiently chilled and cooled, it could not be able to be transplanted. So the whole film is about organ stealers? Really? Come on. What are the stakes of this film?
I thought he was French or Mexican.
No, he's supposed to be Italian.
Well, if he's Italian, they stereotype the fuck out of him.
Yeah, that's why he's Italian. That's why, he did the Italiano, the buon appetito kiss thing.
And he doesn't wear a shirt.
Eating pasta half the fucking scenes in this movie.
You notice that too? There's that scene in the restaurant. Yeah. There's a scene in the restaurant, and for the first part of the scene, all he talks about is pasta. I'm like, who fucking wrote this? It's
someone who has never met someone who's actually Italian.
Yeah, it's like, if you go by this film's logic, all Italians do is wear open shirts, talk about eating pasta, and, live in nice luxury houses and whatever. And he doesn't do shit. I mean, for a villain, he pretty much has everyone else do his villainy for him. Until
and
the
that's
last
why
scene.
him getting killed at the end of the film doesn't even matter
impact.
Because he's done nothing in the entire film.
No impact. I mean, it has more of an impact when his fucking henchman dies than when he dies. Spoiler alert.
I would not advocate anyone watch this film, first off, because, again, I get this distinct feeling that we are going to be talking a lot over and over again about similar things that this film has a problem with, which is nonsensical, generic plots with Steven Seagal just kind of there, just kind of in the background doing Seagal things. And
he's more of an exposition.
I'm not going to advocate. Yeah, well, in this film and the last film, he's an exposition dump. He's paid to sit there and talk low and slow, and that's supposed to be his contribution. And okay, but you don't bill the main guy in your movie like that,
Mm-hmm. I understand. He looks like he's taking an exposition dump.
It's just mildly disappointing to me that when you talk about Seagal and what he was doing 2 movies ago, or the last movie we watched, and he was doing so many things. He was part of the action. He was part of the goddamn film. And then you have this film, and it's just nothing. It is one fight with a kukri at the end of the film, and it's not even that cool because Seagal's just going to kill the guy in 2 seconds because that's what's happened every time Seagal has fought anyone.
No, there's the
other
other fight too.
That ends in 2 seconds.
But there's the other fight too in the garage. Yeah, he pretty much breaks the guy's arm, kills him. He's set up to be more of a bad guy. I mean, the guy he kills is set up to be more of a bad guy than he actually turns out to be. It's like, oh my god, is this another is this a dangerous threat to them?
Yeah,
no, he's dead.
It's unfortunate because there is so much of me that wishes that these films weren't exactly what we think they're going to be. Do you know what I mean? I expected it was going to be this, oh, by the way, it was. It was exactly what we were expecting it to be, and that's a shame, because there's some interesting stuff here. That is an interesting idea to have it confronting, the organ trade. I mean, I've never seen a film about it. I have nothing against watching a film with that subject matter. I think that, frankly, that's an interesting subject matter, but for fuck's sake, do something with it more than this, which is nothing.
It barely mentions it.
It only mentions it in the first scene.
And I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I forgot they were even about organ harvesting until near the end of the film. I'd completely forgotten it was an organ harvesting mob.
Not at all. After that first scene, they never bring it up again because it was not important to the plot of the film as a whole.
Can we bring up the terrible editing?
It's real bad.
Okay, I gotta bring up the scene. It's after their friend gets killed and they're brought back to base or whatever, and they're being talked to by their director with I call it the Karen haircut. The
way the character looks.
You know who I'm talking about? The blonde.
Let's put it that way.
And the actress who plays her, no charisma. All her dialogue is spoken kind of like this, and it's her dialogue is a lot of it is repeated, like where is Alexander? Where is he? Where is Alexander? And oh god, her performance just irritated the hell out of me. But anyway, back to the scene where they're debriefed or whatever, and she tells them that they're no longer on this case anymore. They have to go back and be reassigned and retrained. Of course, you have the one guy who says, "I agree with her. We need to leave," or something like that, which he only does for like a minute and then goes back with them. There's the inexplicable. Whenever a character walks away from the scene, they ghost them. They make the character make them disappear. Like when you see in a film where you hear about a character dying in the future, they kind of dissolve the character.
Oh yeah, it's really weird.
You know what I'm talking about?
The film cuts back and forth between current time and the past without any sort of mention or kind of forethought given to it, and it's bizarre.
Well, I'm talking about the scene where they're being debriefed and they all get up and walk out. But every time they get, they play in slow motion. But they use that to also show that they go back in time. They use that same slow down technique, and it makes no sense. And then they have that flashback with the one guy talking to the dead agent, trying to show how they were friends and this is personal.
You don't have to convince us that you're his friend.
And it really doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, we get it. He was a fellow agent. We get it. You want vengeance. Do your thing. You don't have to convince us that you guys were tight. I don't even know who was sucking his dick or who was sucking his dick the hardest. But for fuck's sake, just get to the story. These characters were not well. Fleshed out. There's that one woman who doesn't necessarily work for the CIA, but is like a what was she, an ex-con who works for them now or something like that? I have
no idea. Some of the characters in this film just come in and out of the film without any sort of warning or reason, right? It's kind of weird. Yeah.
They all kind of blend together.
And they're given the most minimal amount of attempt to give them interesting characters. You have one of them say some pithy dialogue, and it's like, oh, he's trying to be cool, and it's like, but to what end? You don't just get to give it one cool line and expect that's going to be enough.
Yeah, but it's always the British guy who does it because the film has to have a pithy British guy who's...
And I just don't understand why you have all of these people who are, again, working actors who are not being given much to do. And it's like, why not ask them for their input on the characters? Or again, maybe this was just a job to them. I can't blame them if this is just a job. Right.
No, I mean, work is work.
Yeah, but I just can't imagine.
You get paid.
I guess I just can't imagine coming on set each day and being like, this is okay. Because all the characters other than Seagal are given very little to do, and the problem with Seagal is not only is Seagal given more to do than everyone else, but because he's given more to do and does nothing, it highlights how little the other characters are given to do.
And you kind of bring up a good point, because I always wonder about that. I always wonder is like these actors, they're kind of looking for work, they're kind of bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, whatever. When they do these films, do they think to themselves, "This is the one that's going to change it for me. This is the one where they're gonna see me, and they're gonna see me, and I'm gonna get this big role in a." I'm like, no, honey, you're gonna be cast down to free Netflix Prime.
I mean, look, here's the thing.
That's all.
I don't want to deride anyone. You know what? I know you're not, but
no, I mean,
you agree with this. In the world of acting, there's actors who like to work, and then there's actors who, work because they love doing it, and there's actors who work because they have to. And I don't know where these folks come in that respect, because, again, I would be inclined to believe that any actor who's in a film with Steven Seagal in 2021 is acting because they want to, not because they have to. And if you're in this film because you have to, that really sucks, because not only are you acting in a film where you have to act because you're worried about not being able to, continue as your job as an actor, you're also in a film that criminally wastes your talent as an actor, because I genuinely believe everyone in this film, including Seagal, can do better than this. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fine. I mean, except for the CIA director lady, I had no problem with any of the performances.
Well, yeah, and they're very poorly. They're very poorly, you could go as far as to say very blandly written.
I mean, they try to flesh out one of the characters by showing them at the dinner table with their family, but that really kind of goes nowhere. It was more and more of a blatant attempt to make the character more three-dimensional, which fails. And these are interchangeable characters, you know? They're really kind of... You could have switched out the character's intentions and I wouldn't have noticed anything. I mean, I was kind of disinterested. I mean, the villain, there's nothing special about him. I mean, the henchman has more dimensions to him than the bad guy does, the main bad guy.
You consider dimensions to be him eating pasta.
He has...
I mean, that's all the villain is. He's just a pasta eater. He just sits there and eats pasta, and like, I'm not being derogatory. That's all the characterization we're given.
Well, that's all the filmmakers think Italians do, apparently.
And speaking fast Italian.
Be henchman.
Yeah, the guy has like very few dialogue lines
in
English. It's all in Italian. Again, it plays into this Euro trash nonsense that, you know, we've been seeing in these movies forever, and in these, you know, kind of quote unquote, cheaper straight to DVD movies. You see a lot of these, you know, Euro trash villains. That's it. Like, no creativity necessary.
Original,
it's just a Euro trash villain.
Yeah, it's
pretty much.
Oh, accent? He's a bad guy. I mean...
Let's talk about the action scenes. Are the action scenes any good? Are the action scenes good?
The first scene isn't
the first
terrible.
Scene is about as competent as the film gets.
Pretty much. It falls apart pretty fucking quickly after that first scene.
To do more than, you know, ask them to do more than I would say the least that they could be expected to do, if that makes sense. If you're asking them to do more than
it does,
you know, a simple, you know, easy early scene in the film where, you know, it's a very well choreographed action scene, they pull it off pretty well. But man, it falls apart after that.
Yeah, I mean, pretty quickly. You know, the scene where the prostitute slash organ connection, you know, takes him to the room and she gives him a drug and
you see through his like eyes and stuff.
And then she calls up well, yeah, he's got this eye camera, which kind of is a moot point because he gets knocked out anyway.
It's super weird, right?
Then, I mean, they basically turn him into that urban legend where you meet a woman, then the next thing you know, you wake up in a bathtub of ice with your kidneys gone.
I know that the film is throwing all these facts at us about organ stealing and stealing people's organs in the organ trade, but like, I know.
How dare you use the word facts?
Again, it's just the way the film implements it. Oh, first off, it implements it in the first scene and first scene only, and then to that point, when it ignores it later in the film, it could have leaned into it and actually maybe brought something interesting out of this film. And instead it just outright forgets that it even brought it up to begin with. It just completely forgets.
Well, it's trying to be like Traffic for organ harvesting. Like it thinks it's important by bringing this
oh my God, did you hear
horrible trade to the light
every year in organ trafficking? Did you hear how much money they make every year in buying bottled water and selling it to countries where they are essentially bottling the water from the country and reselling it to the people who live in the country? Ever thought of that? I mean, it's like, not who cares, but like, yeah, it's a terrible thing. No shit. Yeah, exactly. Like, for real. But like, I
don't fucking know.
I would rather you do that than, I don't know what this film does, which is just outright forget that it was even about organ trafficking to begin with.
I'd forgotten about it until the very last action scene. That's how little I thought about it. It's
disappointing.
It was in one ear and out the other. It's just a very forgettable plot line. And it seems like they don't really bring any importance to it. It's just barely mentioned. If you're going to try to bring something to light, do something with it instead of just casually mentioning it and then not mentioning it for like an hour.
Like, close the film with another, like, a credit card about organ trafficking, like what you can do to get involved. Because, I mean, even Seagal and some of the other films that we're going to be talking about down the road, like, A Fire Down Below, like, he makes an impassioned point at how important, this is to him, this issue. And I got nothing wrong with people, taking a cause and running with it, but you either run with it or you don't. You don't kind of half-ass it, because it's just half-assed.
Yeah, it's pretty...
Yeah,
it's
self-serving. He's like, oh, look, we made this movie about this thing. It's going to make sure that it doesn't happen anymore. It's like, that's not how this happens. Like,
I mean, any ending you would have put is better than what they gave us for an ending.
Steven Seagal dies at the end? I guess, I interpret
maybe?
it as he dies.
Were they leaving it open for him to maybe show up if the show got picked up?
The show didn't get picked up. It became a movie. So I don't think they were expecting anything to come of it. But I mean, I guess at the same time, you never see him die. So, and you hear an explosion.
No, it just kind of cuts to black. Let's explain.
It's so fucking stupid.
Let's explain what happens. There's a guy who, before the final scene, you've only seen once before in the film, and you have no fucking idea who he is. None whatsoever. The first scene you see him is he's talking on the phone to the guy that Seagal kills in the garage, because apparently he wants Seagal dead for a reason. We don't know if he's connected to the organ harvesting or not. And that's the last we see him until the very end of the film, where he has a drone fire a missile
at the
to
request
kill him
of
and
the
his girlfriend.
CIA.
Was it at the request of the CIA? Really?
I interpreted it that way.
I did not get that whatsoever, but considering all the other stupid fucking decisions this movie made, it wouldn't surprise me.
I have no idea, because this movie is a fucking mess when it comes to the actual plot. But I assume that one character is an FBI agent or a CIA agent, and he orders the hit on him because he's a rogue agent. Again, that's not how this works, but...
See, I was wondering if he was working for the organ harvester and just wants revenge.
That's CIA. But again, it doesn't make sense either way, because organ harvesters don't have access to drones. And the U.S. government doesn't just blow up, rogue agents. I mean, maybe they do. Maybe I have no, room to speak on this. But, like, it just seems like a really weird ending for the film, right?
It's a bad ending.
It isn't just a bad ending. It is a atrocious ending. It makes no sense. No.
Should we talk about the? Sorry, go ahead. Should we talk about the last action scene of the film in the warehouse? So they set up one of the agents to go undercover as a woman looking for an organ for her husband, and they have a contact on the inside who can get him a meeting with
Orsetti.
What's his name again? Orsetti, whatever. And so they go to the warehouse for the meeting to get the organ. But what she doesn't know is that they're harvesting
live
the organ
in person
right then and there. Live and in person. They have a guy lying on the slab with a power saw you can get at Home Depot, ready to be sliced open. And God. And that's supposed to, like, raise the tension. It's like, oh my God, shit's getting real, guys. Oh, really? Like, it wasn't getting real when your partner is in harm's way with a maniacal,
No, the answer is clearly no.
Mob? No, apparently. And they have shitty security, that guy, because they're so easily taken out. And during the shootout, because when it finally is uncovered that she's undercover and he decides to, let him have it. And they have this big shootout where nobody can hit the broadside of a fucking barn. I mean, the ratio of shots to hits is so small. And if they're trying to save that guy's life whose organ's about to be harvested, they do a shitty job, because I'm pretty sure he probably got shot in the fire.
It's such a weird decision to make in the finale of the film. Like, I understand it from like what you said. Like, it's like trying to ramp up the suspense of the scene, but it doesn't do a very good job of that, because like that it's not like one of those characters. It's not like the character that's on the table is one of the characters you've been following all film. It's just some random guy.
Yeah, and the movie doesn't give a shit about him, because, like I said, during the gunfight, he probably was hit by a few bullets.
Just, again, this movie doesn't understand. I don't think it understands what it has. I think it doesn't realize that it actually, this could have been an interesting film. I really honestly believe that. No, I think it just kind of. I think it just lets the opportunity slip through its fingers.
And it just the shootout is just an excuse to like explode some barrels and shit like that. And then there's I don't know if you noticed this, but I thought it was kind of hilarious. And I don't want to be mean because the guy might have a lazy eye, but the British dude when Orsetti has taken her hostage and the British dude keeps saying, "Give me the shot. I can take the shot. Let me have the shot." You look at his eyes and they look like they're crossed.
I mean, I didn't notice it, but again,
I don't know. Did you notice that?
That feels kind of like an oversight. No pun intended.
No pun intended. So of course Seagal and him don't take the shot because of course they have to have a climactic battle on the bridge where out of nowhere, helicopter.
Yeah.
Out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about that with the helicopter. It's a little much. Again, like I just don't find that to be. It's like, I don't find that to be believable. Again, with the level of this, like what this character is.
No, it's like, okay, now we have a helicopter, a badly CGI helicopter, and they're shooting at it, and out of nowhere, they suddenly have a rocket launcher.
I have no idea.
Where did that come from?
It's pretty wild, right?
So they blow up the helicopter. They blow up the helicopter, which does nothing. Then you see Orsetti running to his car or something like that because his car is flipped over. So all Seagal does is take a few shots at the car and it explodes, which is action movie logic 101. Every car that you shoot at has to explode.
My other issue with the end of the film is it is another one of these quick cut nightmares where it is just the editing is every poor editing trick you've ever seen, in a Michael Bay film or similar ilk of these like very poorly done action films, and it's disorienting. You can't really tell what's going on. And then, you're meant to give a shit that this, villain gets knocked out of the car and he's, driving away. And it's like, I just don't even care because I can't even tell what's going on.
And it pisses me off because I think the directors think they're being clever or they're being stylish.
I think they're, I think,
no,
what I think is they're just out of their depth. I think that's the reality here is they are just massively out of their depth.
I mean, with all the slow-mo and all the fading shots and all the blurry repeating dialogue, you're not some important Robert Rodriguez Tarantino filmmaker. You're people who couldn't even get Seagal to do the bare minimum.
It's true. He really could not be bothered to do the bare minimum in this film.
No, he could not give a shit about just, this script.
I kind of expect as much from Seagal because, again, that's the criticism that I've heard about these films, and this film is exactly what I had heard. So, there you go. It's exactly what I heard. It is a film where Seagal is in it, but him being in it doesn't really add anything. It doesn't really add anything, and him not being in the film wouldn't take anything away from the film either. He is supposed to be the leader. Again, that's where I just don't understand here because, again, he's the leader, but he doesn't do anything.
Only reason you get that idea, the only reason you get the idea that he's the leader is because he's older. That's the only reason. Because all the other characters in that squad are like in their 20s, maybe early 30s, except for the British guy who, I swear to God, looked like Peter Stormare. Yeah, but other than that, it was just kind of...
Yeah, it was.
This was a paycheck. I mean, it was an excuse for him to go to the Philippines, which he loves, and get paid.
Yeah.
Have a vacation. And he was filming another movie at the time. He would shoot another film on other days. Well, that just goes to show how much less of it, how not give a fuck Steven Seagal was in this film. It's like, I'm just going to do this other film. I'll be right back. And so I can't wait till we get to that film. It breaks my heart to see Seagal. I mean, it feels like we're broken records when we keep saying Seagal just doesn't care.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not true. This is the reality of what's going on with these movies. It's just a paycheck. There's no craft here. There's no love of filmmaking here. And if there is, I'm not getting it any more than you are by watching the film.
I pray that we find a contemporary Seagal film that's good, that is watchable, that may not be perfect, but it's a film that we could say, you know what? That's the Seagal I love. That's the Seagal we watch Seagal movies for. You know? I mean...
I don't like him as a person, but I like his movies, yeah. I would agree, yeah.
No.
He's good.
Not as a...
Yeah.
I mean, not as a person, he's a prick. But as an action star, when he's good, he's fucking great. Because say what you will about the guy personally, he has skills. I mean, he's a
Aikido.
master. What was it, judo or something? Aikido. He's an Aikido master, and you can't take that away from him. And, you know, I want Seagal to make the big comeback. You know, I mean, I think we talked about this before, but when Robert Rodriguez put him in Machete, I was thinking to myself, that's what he needs. You know, a filmmaker to believe in him, to give him a role, to show what he can do, because we forgot. But another problem is he just has to get out of his own way. Because you have to agree with me, Chris, that he
100%
is his own worst enemy. You know, when you get to the point where you think that you're better than the film you're in, it's time to reassess why you do what you do. He just needs to come to Jesus.
It wasn't this
moment.
movie, that's for sure.
No, this wasn't Come to Jesus. This was Go to Hell.
So how many ponytails would you give this film out of 5? Or no, is this ponytail on or
this
ponytail
is
off?
Half. Oh, this is ponytail off.
Yeah.
I think that's the bad one, right? I mean, we can do the 1 to 5 ponytails, and I'd still give it just a half a ponytail, and that's only for the first scene. And
no, I'm with you. I'm with you. This is ponytail off. This is very similar to Beyond the Law. I would actually go as far as to say Beyond the Law was better. Yeah.
Oh, Beyond the Law was way better than this. At least Beyond the Law had a character I cared about. At least Beyond the Law had performances that were...
People were more invested.
Were at least... Exactly. At least the plot was easy to follow. At least it wasn't... At least it kept with its plot and didn't forget about it halfway through for you to just
completely
forget on us later.
Entirely.
Yeah, and I think it's just... I don't know. It was bad. Bad. And I hope this is the worst Seagal film we have to review.
Yeah, well, I don't think it will be, pal. I don't foresee any way that this is as bad as it's going to get, because there has to be some early, 2000s ones that make this look like a fucking walk in the park. So, but go ahead.
I'm keeping my fingers crossed because I'm an optimist. I'm an optimist, and I'd like to think there's good in people.
I think you are wrong. But I think you are going to be wrong.
Yeah, I will gladly admit it. But luckily, next week we have a fucking fantastic Seagal
on the next episode, we're going to be talking about Marked for Death, which is an amazing film. It is a genuinely amazing film.
It may be one of, if not his best film.
Yeah, if it's not his best film, it's definitely up there. It's my favorite of his early ones, I would say. I like Marked for Death a lot, but I also know that I'm not alone in that, because I think it's one of his better remembered ones from the 90s. Oh. So it's wild. It's just wild.
Okay. We'll get to it when we talk about it, and I can't wait to talk about it because I love it so much. Because I look forward to.
It's almost like it's every other time film. Until it's not. So we better enjoy it now.
We're gonna have to meet. We're gonna have to meet in the middle.
Trevor,
eventually.
Where can people find you when you're not here?
You can find me at Case Neuromancer on Twitter or Mad Vertigo on Instagram, and you can also find me once a month on the Kulturecast, hosted by my friend Chris.
And like
Stachiw.
Trevor said, you can find me on the Kulturecast. You can find me on Twitter at Christmas Claus. Follow this podcast at onseagal.com. We post once a month. Make sure to check us out there. And as always, we'll catch you on the next episode.
See ya.